Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 37 of Direwolf20's Dyson Sphere program Let's Play. Where today my plan is to kind of tweak a little bit some of the setup that we have here with the interstellar logistics. Trying to figure out kind of what the best plan is for getting this going. So clearly, over the last few episodes, we've been talking about our problems with iron ingots. We just don't have enough. It's just a little bit of a problem. So there's a couple approaches that we could take here. Option one would be to separate out the steel and gears that we talked about. And I'm going to turn this back up to full where I had it. Yeah, it should be fine. I'm debating which direction I want to go with this, because there's a couple ways we could do this, obviously. Option one, we could kind of leave this as is. We could flip the iron ingots into a demand, so local demand iron ingots, and then set up an iron smelter that's just going to be a planetary logistics that will import iron ore from this interstellar logistics, so it'll send the iron ore to like a small little dedicated smelting area. That might be an approach for me. I kind of like that idea. I think we'll see how that works out. I also wouldn't mind getting these guys automated, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's a lot of things I'd like to automate that I just haven't gotten around to yet. So, we'll see what happens. How am I for the unipolar magnet dudes? I think they're in this general area. Somewhere over here, unipolar magnets. Yeah, there they are. Give me like, 1,500 of those-ish. Okay, maybe not that many. Give me that many. Give me as many as that is. Just so I can kick off, Clearly, we're going to need more of this. Because what I want to do is have a copy-pastable structure for this. So I want to have something that I can reliably just copy-paste and know it'll work, right? Here we go. Give me, a few hundred of these. Should be good. We'll see how that works out. Cool. I guess cool. I'm just going to be prepared for, a few things we're going to need to do. So that's my plan, right? Well, I'm probably going to set that up over there-ish. And then how's everything else doing? So solar sails is doing pretty good. I'm happy about that. Unipolar magnets is okay. Orange circuits, we might be struggling. I'm going to have to check my other orange circuits, which I kind of forget where they live. But they look to be okay, maybe. They might be okay. I guess we'll figure it all out as time goes by. Just lots and lots of things. How are you doing? So you're bringing in some empty accumulators. That's exciting. That's cool. This is my orange processor, and it's just not enough. Big surprise, said no one. You're going to need more of these plane filters? That's doable. Perfect. I like it. All right, let's go over to our iron processor. Get ready to build a copy-pastable iron processing dude, right? So that as we expand, we're now getting to the stage where we want to really branch things out as ridiculous as possible. So being able to do that, I think, will be important. Now, we want to make sure that we measure out how many of these we can do at a time. Right, so if we're looking at this, we're making 120 iron ingots per minute, okay? So that means that we need 120 iron ore per minute, okay? Now, these belts can carry 30 items per second. So we need to math this out real quick. So if you're doing 120 per minute, that means 2 per second, right? Is my math correct on that? Right, 120 per minute divided by 60 seconds a minute means we need 2 iron ore per second for this processor, right? So that means that for a single conveyor belt, Mark III, which can hold 30 items per minute, we can handle 15 of these dudes. Does that sound right? I think that sounds right. Seems like a lot, but I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. And if we were doing 60, it would be 30, right? Yeah, because that's 1 per second, so you can handle 30 Tier 1 smelters or 15 Tier 2 smelters. And I think I want to do Tier 2 smelters, right? And that's per belt. So let's get that set up, right? We're going to have basically over here something like this. Okay. So that's 1, 2. So that should be 14. Right? 14 of these. And I want to make this as perfect as possible. So you're going to be iron. We're going to copy you. Okay. And then I don't think we can sneak one of these dudes in here, but that's okay. We'll be fine. I'm going to need more of these. And absolutely they're just the coolest, so we're going to make sure that that happens. Let's try and position this such that it's going to be able to cover the entire thing. That's not going to cover... We want to do it here to make sure it covers this sorter. Okay. So then your job, buddy, will be to request iron ore and supply iron ingots. And I'm going to give you a hefty amount of these to make it happen. And you over here will turn from local demand to local supply. So he will bring in iron ore from other planets, and he will supply it locally to this environment. Okay? And then this guy should be processing and making iron for us. All I have to do now is specify you as an iron output. Cool? I'm down with that. Okay. Now I should be able to relatively easily copy and paste this. Maybe I want to make sure that we get our, good stuff. Can I just rotate you guys now and get you lined up almost perfectly? Okay. And you should be iron ore, not iron ingots. Same for you. Okay. That looks like it's going to overlap with those dudes, so I'm going to put it here. And then here. Lack of item? Killing me, Smalls. How'd that happen? Well, I mean, in fairness, we just placed, like, a ton of those. Cool? How's that sound? And then, what I'm going to do is copy this whole structure. And we're going to save this blueprint as logistics iron smelter. And I mean, in theory, we could probably be any kind of smelter. I'm just going to call it logistics smelter. So if we want to have a copper smelter that works in the same way, we could do that. Cool. So you've got this, you've got these guys. That looks pretty good to me. Copy and save a blueprint. Yay. Alright, so how's that feel? I mean, I feel like that's pretty good. My personal opinion. Right? And then what I would say is you almost don't need to do this iron thing anymore. So what I would do is I would local demand iron here. I'm going to remove these guys and turn them into magnet makers. Or steel makers. You know, we could really kind of do whatever we want with them. Magnets I feel like we're in pretty good shape with, as it sits right now. Because these guys can do how much? I don't even know. I don't really want to... I guess I'll take them to find out. 80 per minute. Okay. That's not bad. I don't need this. Just voiding a stack of whatever. It's all good. So yeah, what I might do then is I'm going to cancel you. What I'm going to do is set you to none so you guys stop processing that. I'm going to make you a local demand. And then I'm going to copy this and have this guy help make steel. Okay? So that this guy now exports iron and he'll start making steel. Cool? So we have enough steel processing going on. Now that, you know, steel, this is making 40 per minute, but he needs 3. So that's 120 per minute. So it should be pretty similar to the amount. So I think we're good there. So you're just going to demand a bunch of iron, keep that in stock, for making steel, right? So the iron comes in, it's going to make steel and gears here. The iron ore will come in from other planets. It will be used to make magnets, and then it will also be distributed to these kind of stations to make more iron. Is that cool? I mean, I think it's cool. So, you know, I'm just saying. I think that looks good. Hey, how's my, wow, look at this. We got a lot of solar sails happening here. A little rocket still going up. Looking good so far. How's my power situation? Is not bad. Not bad at all. We're a little bit close to breaking even on power usage, but don't forget my accumulators are running, so that's a big part of that. But they're doing a nice job, so I appreciate that. Alright. Looking good. So I feel like our iron problems are now solved. How's my copper situation? Not bad. Not bad at all. Where's my copper smelters? Where did I set those up at? I assume I set them up somewhere. I assume I have a giant copper production area going. I'll find it one of these days. How's all my gears doing? My motors and whatnot. Yeah, they look to be doing okay too. So motors is good. I think orange circuits as usual is not good. I'm gonna have to check in on that, but I don't know if that's a result of the iron being low. Hey, there's some copper. Why are you just sitting here? Oh, right. Copper's smelted off planet, and then we just bring in the smelted copper. Right. I knew that. I knew that. I remember the things I did. But yeah, orange chip production is just not great. I should probably look at making this better, right? That feels like a good plan. So here's what I'm doing. I'm setting all the outputs to none so that all of our existing operations can finish. Okay, so everything should finish now, and we will have a big empty dude. I think what I'm also going to do is plop down one of these. I'm just going to take all these guys and put them in here. And I'm going to clear you. Well, I'm going to let all the processing here finish. I like that this is a thing. I don't know if I want this to stay here. Though, in fairness, I don't know. I think I'm past the point of needing solars, right? I legitimately believe that I may not need solars anymore. I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's an accurate statement. I feel like we are past the point of using solars. I mean, it's possible that we would need more solars going forward, but I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you be silicon for storage. So local storage, remote storage. And we're only going to store about 1,000 of those, maybe 1,500-ish. And I'll tell you what that's all about in a minute. So are you guys all done? I want to say you are. I might just do this in the big bulk delete way. Goodbye, terrible design. Wow, that was kind of cool. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to change this up so that rather than doing it in the convoluted way I was doing it, we're just going to have some sides of this dedicated to making the crystalline components and piping them in, and then other sides will pipe out the crystalline components and the circuits to make this. Cool? So you'll be made in one and you'll be made in another. That'll be way more efficient, I think. So let's real quick remind ourselves on the math of how much of what. Because I think it was what? 2 to 1? Is that right? So if we were to make you guys be monocrystalline components, and we were to make you guys be orange circuits, okay? So you're making 30 per minute, and you need 2 monocrystallines per minute. So you need 60 monocrystallines per minute, right? That's what we need, 60 of these per minute. Okay, and you make 45 per minute. Okay. Okay. Now here's a quick question. What if I were to downgrade you? Just saying. Then you're doing 20 per minute, which means you need 40. So if I made these Mark IIs, then it's a 1-to-1, right? It's a 1-to-1. That doesn't sound like a terrible thing. Because now you need 40 of these per minute, and you're making 45 per minute. So you're going to have a slight net gain on that. Okay? So, with that in mind, I might wind up doing that. Let's plan for that. Let's plan to do it that way. All right. So what we're going to have here then is basically, let's do it like this. You're going to be copper. You're going to be silicon. And because you're making the monocrystalline dudes. And this is only 2 imports, so we don't need to stagger them. Right? And then my thought process is maybe something like this. Okay. So we will copy and paste. Okay. How's that sound? Cool. So you're going to start making a bunch of these. And again, the goal here is that this will be very copy-pastable. Okay. I'm going to have to move this guy. Need foundation support? Ah. My bad. Can I get you into there? No, that's just a collide with another object, dude. Okay. How cool is that? Right? So it's a little staggered, but not, you know, terrible. Okay. And then we'll have a very similar setup, but with Mark II assembly machines. And I should really automate the assembly machine maker line because, you know, we've been needing a lot of those lately. But to do shortly. But what you'll do here then is, now here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 14 of each, right? Which I think is fine. My opinion. Let's bump you guys up to having a little bit more of these because clearly you don't have enough. Those numbers seem fine, right? Okay, so then we'll have here, we will have an output of you guys. And an output of you guys. And then for this, we're going to have to start here because of the way that's lined up. So hopefully this doesn't become too much of a problem. But you'll be making these. And a similar pattern, right? Cool. Okay. And we're going to want 7, right? So, you know, before I copy-paste you, I want to have this aligned correctly. Okay. So we're going to want 6 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect, actually. I probably just want you guys to be 1 longer here so that we can then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can just connect that like that. And that looks good, right? Sweet. And then our goal should be to copy paste this setup. Cool. And kind of put it here-ish. and you'll export from here this, you'll export this, and you'll import that. How great does that look? I think that's cool, right? Yeah? And then we should be breaking even in terms of the... I mean, we'll have a slight net gain here, right? This is going to be a slight net gain. Okay? And now this whole environment is copy-pastable. Like, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's definitely better than what we had before, only because it's so easy to copy and paste. Right? So let's try that out. So if we want to try out a copy paste of this thing, we're going to need to do a significant amount of this making. So let me just make a bunch of these and we'll be right back. And then I have to automate those. Alright, so let's be ready to copy and paste this whole setup. Alright, so I'm going to do this. No, I missed one. Hang on. I need to figure out all the hotkeys for this, right? But let's make sure we have the whole thing captured. And then remember, you can right-click individual objects. I think you can right-click and drag to remove all things. That looks pretty good, right? Is that everything? And then remove this guy as well. We don't need him. And what else don't we need? I don't think we need this guy. That looks good, right? And we're going to call this orange circuits. Okay, so we'll save that blueprint as orange circuits. Okay, and if we want to replicate that then, which I kind of do, I wouldn't mind it being near here, to be honest with you, but that's going to be a lot of dirt foundation laying, I think. I mean, if I wanted it here, yeah, that ain't going to fit there. I could fit it here-ish, but that's going to require a significant... I could probably do that. The number of buildings exceeds the maximum limit of technology. Really? Alright, well, then, upgrades time. Mass construction 4. That looks like it'll be a quick research. I like that it at least let me copy it. That's kind of nice. I mean, I guess we have a decent amount of soil pile at the moment. And you, I'm going to have to find a better spot for, again. I might just stick you right there. How's that sound? Looks good to me. Alright, so as soon as this is done researching, I should be able to paste in this structure. And in theory, it's going to be able to do everything I want it to do. In theory. I hope I'm right. Alright, so research is wrapping up now-ish. Hooray! Which means I can now place this dude kind of however I want. I'd like to, you know, be as space conservative as possible. So I'm going to try to, you know, align him as closely as possible to the existing structures that I've got. I think that looks pretty good. Dude, how cool is that? How cool is that? I love it. I love everything about it. And then I just need to give you some of these guys. How's our power system? Oh, it's fine. It's actually just fine. It's just fine. Look, all the stuff's already being requested. I love it. I love it. I need to I kind of want to upgrade my my builders. Communication control? Yeah, +2 construction drones. That would be cool. And that would be cool. They're expensive, but whatever. When you get to the point where you're mass building, you're going to be happy that you've got this. This will let me build more buildings at a time and faster, so that's pretty slick. And look, we're already starting to get processors. Ho ho ho, it's working! Ho ho ho, it's working! So we're going to want to babysit this a little bit just to make sure it runs as smoothly as I think it will. But I really think that's pretty cool. Right? That is not bad at all. I could have made this a little bit more compact down here, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. These ones we made nice and compact. This one's not perfect, but it's okay. Yeah, dudes. That is pretty awesome right there. So, I think we're going to be okay on orange processors for a bit. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments, because I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this means that we're now, you know, drastically impacting our silicon production. I'm sure we're going to start choking on silicon pretty soon, but it's the name of the game, just amping everything up. How are we on Dyson Sphere? Not too shabby. I think you look like you're done with all the building tasks that I allocated to you. So it's just filling in the sphere itself at this point. So let's get 2, 3, 4, 5. A bunch of these re-added here. So I'm just gonna boop, 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 boop. And then we'll get you guys filled in. I think it looks cool, doesn't it? You're there already. Okay, cool. And then boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. And then rockets should be on their way up. And that'll just take a little while. But it'll get there. Hey, are you guys all done? Almost. Almost. A little bit of iron left here. Let's get this mined out as quickly as possible. Just to kind of, you know, finish it up. And then I can remove this whole structure. Right? Nothing doing. Yes, I've got resources sitting here. A few people commented about this little, you know, chest of miscellaneous junk. We're past the point where this number of motors is going to mean anything to me. You know, my personal opinion. Right? Yes, I've got a few chests with a handful of resources laying around. But, like, the rate at which we're producing resources makes that a null issue, I would say. You know what I will say, though, is this could probably be amped up. This could very much be amped up. I feel like I should just copy and paste this whole thing here. Is there a way to force you to place and ignore the collisions? Like, just don't place the things that collide? That would be nice. You know what I'll do is I'll just... I gotta figure out if there's, like, an actual way to do that, because that would be awesome. Yeah, is good. Are you guys Mark III belts? You should be. That should, you know, double our circuit production. Which, it makes sense we need more circuit production, considering we just, like, massively amped up our orange circuit production, right? I think so. Though, to be fair, you guys might be struggling, because you're making 90 per minute. Yeah, you're making 90 per minute, and you need 2 iron, so that's 180 per minute. So this actually might not make any sense to do. You know what I should do is I should copy and paste this on the other side. That would make more sense. that would make more sense. Iron, copper. And in. And then probably even, might as well just, you know, blueprint area divided by tropic lines. Rip tropic lines. Gets me every time. Not the end of the world, obviously. We can manage it. Collide with another object. What object am I colliding with? There's no objects. Is it the trees? No. Oh, it's probably just the assembly machines themselves. Meh, we'll deal. We'll deal. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. If you guys need a little bit more copper, I'm fine with that, by the way. You can charge faster too. Oops, that was supposed to be... I think that's already max upgraded. Yeah, it is. Alright. So, I think that's wrapping up point for the episode. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. I'm going to see if this turns out to be enough. I will probably just manually, you know, build out some supporting structure here. I think that sounds like a good plan. Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine. It's just because of the layout of the foundations and everything. It'll be, unfortunately, a little bit annoying. Oh, look at that! Orange! Orange power situation. Not good. Not a great power situation to find ourselves in. Oh, look at this. Tropics. Killing me. Killing me! With the tropics. But, oh well. Between episodes, I will sort some of this out. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time and continue with automating all the things. Hope you guys are enjoying the series, because I absolutely am. For now, take it easy.